Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Viridian City, where today the Viridian Fissure are going to be hosting the Malie Draconids. And the Draconids are starting out huge with both of their legendaries, Dragonite and Goodra, whereas Mamoswine and Flygon are starting out for the Viridian Fissure. So we actually have 3 Dragon-type Pokemon on the field at the moment, but let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today, the Viridian Fissure or the Malie Draconids. Now Flygon's going to be going first. Seeing who goes first will change in between turns because Dragonite, Goodra, and Flygon all have the same speed as we get a poison gas coming from Dragonite. Even Mamoswine actually has the same speed as these. And I apologize, Flygon is the quickest on the field, so Mamoswine has the same speed as Goodra and Dragonite. Mamoswine gonna go with a Mist Ball here, as Mamoswine and Flygon are currently poisoned thanks to Dragonite. And Goodra takes the damage from that Mist Ball. It's also gonna have its special attack lowered. Goodra though, looking to respond, and it's going to go with a Roar. So clearly not happy with what Mamoswine did. Mamoswine is going to go back to the bench, and in its place coming out now is Hippowdon. Flygon taking damage from that poison gas. Now as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. Now Flygon, that ground dragon type, goes with the Coil. There is actually another Dragon-type Pokemon on the side of the Viridian Fissure, so we'll see if it'll make an appearance here today. Dragonite now setting up for its turn, and it goes to the Fly, so it's going to fly up high into the sky. We'll see that Fly connect in the next turn. Hippowdon's going to need to target Goodra, because Dragonite will avoid whatever hit comes its way. Night Slash now from Goodra. And it goes for Flygon. Decent hit there. They're chipping away at the Dragon Ground-type. Hippowdon now going with the Spore, but Dragonite does avoid that attack, and Flygon takes more damage from that poisoning. And this is not the greatest start for the Viridian Fissure, already having 2 of their Pokemon poisoned, because they need to win today if they want to continue their chances of making the championship trials in 3 weeks. Now they've won their last 3 games, so they're actually doing everything they can to try and qualify. As that Airy Impulse from Flygon will connect with Goodra, lowering its special attack again. Now Goodra's special attack does start out at 110, but if it keeps getting lowered, it's not going to have much. Goodra now going with the Spite, targeting Flygon with that attack. Now Flygon's Metronome will be lowered by 4 as Dragonite goes with that Fly, connecting with Hippowdon, taking it down into the yellow. Critical hit, a very good hit there by Dragonite. Now Flygon's going to not Flygon, Hippowdon's going to respond with a Vital Throw, going for Goodra there. Decent hit. As Flygon continuing to take damage from that poison, it actually takes it down into the yellow. So Dragonite and Goodra are doing everything they need to start this battle off right for the Malie Draconids, who are currently sitting 6th on the ladder. Good position heading in to the championship trials. It will get them a wildcard position, but they want to try and get into that top 4. Now Flygon will, with that knockoff connected on Dragonite, knocking away its Leopard Berry. Dragonite going with the Feather Dance. Dragonite's going to lower Flygon's attack there. Goodra now goes with the Flash Cannon. Looks like he's going to target Hippowdon with that move. And Hippowdon is eliminated with a critical hit. Second critical hit for Hippowdon, and it takes it down. So Mamoswine's going to come back out onto the field shortly. But a very good start, as I was saying, for the Malie Draconids. Flygon taking more damage from that poisoning. Mamoswine needs to capitalize on its Ice-type advantage over the Dragon types. Flygon now sets up for its turn. Goes with the Leech Life. Very intelligent move, trying to restore some of that health, and it takes it from Dragonite. So Dragonite's taken down into the yellow. Even though it's not very effective, Flygon getting back any health it can is very good for the Viridian Fissure. Now Dragonite's going to go with the Scale Shot. Flygon avoids what would have been a super effective hit. So that's good for Flygon. Now we get the Aurora Veil that does fail by Goodra. Mamoswine goes to the Flame Charge. This could boost its speed. But it will go for Goodra and take it down into the yellow. Not very effective, but it does boost Mamoswine's speed, which is great for the Fissure. They will have the speed advantage as Mamoswine takes damage from that poisoning, as does Flygon. As I was saying though, the Viridian Fissure have won their last 3 games. If they can win their next 3, they could potentially make Championship Trials, that's not even guaranteed based on how other teams play. But Mamoswine going first goes with the workup, so it's going to boost its stats here. Mamoswine boosting its attack, boosting its special attack. Needs to capitalize on that though. And Flygon going with a Mist Ball. We did see one of these used earlier. This time it goes for Dragonite. Decent hit with that Mist Ball. Chipping away at the pseudo legendaries on the side of the Malie Draconids. Vice Grip though coming from Dragonite. Goes for Mamoswine with that move. Decent hit onto Mamoswine. Goodra could follow it up here. And goes with a Shadow Claw. And they continue to target Mamoswine, taking it down into the yellow. And there's Mamoswine taking the damage from that poisoning. Flygon taking same damage as well, but Flygon's taken down into the red. This could potentially be Flygon's last turn of the matchup. Malie Draconids could get that elimination. Mamoswine still yet to capitalize on its ice type, and gonna go with a tackle. Goes for Goodra here. Very good hit. Goodra taken down into the red. Flygon could follow it up. Flygon's gonna go with a gust. But instead goes for Dragonite, taking Dragonite down into the red. So both Goodra and Dragonite are hanging on here. And we're gonna get a Surf coming from Dragonite. So Dragonite's gonna ride that Surf. This will hit Goodra even, but it will take out Mamoswine and Flygon. Critical hit on Flygon. What a hit by Dragonite, because Goodra hangs on by a thread. That is now 3 Pokemon down on the side of the Viridian Fissure. The Malie Draconids are having a fantastic start to this game. That Night Slash from Goodra is going to fail because it's not got nobody to target. But if it could have, it would have targeted Golurk and been super effective, as Golurk and Seismitoad come out for the Viridian Fissure. But what a fantastic start to this matchup by the Malie Draconids. They are doing everything they need to do to try and climb their way higher into the top 8. As we get a Rock Tomb coming from Dragonite, going for Golurk. And Golurk has that Ghost typing, remember, so it will be immune to normal and fighting type attacks. As well as the Viridian Fissure already being immune to all electric type attacks. As we get a Seismic Toss coming from Goodra. Clearly it's going for Seismitoad, because that would not have connected with Golurk. Decent hit there onto Seismitoad. Seismitoad will go for its first move of the matchup. And Seismitoad goes with a lunge. And it will get the elimination there on Goodra with a critical hit as well. I don't think it needed the critical hit. But regardless, Seismitoad gets what I believe is actually its first elimination of the season. We've waited until the 16th round to see that happen. Golurk now going with a Tickle. It's going to lower the stats here of Dragonite, lowering Dragonite's attack and defense. Now Malie Draconids suffering their first elimination of the matchup. Gonna send out Flapple now. Flapple's a Dragon Grass type, and that Grass typing will be a huge advantage for the Draconids over the Fissure, as long as Flapple can capitalize on it and actually use some Grass type attacks. Smart Strike though, coming from Dragonite now. Going for Golurk. Decent hit there onto Golurk, being chipped away at here by the Malie Draconids. Seismitoad goes with the Worry Seed. It's going to give somebody that Insomnia ability, and it targets Dragonite with it. So Dragonite will no longer be able to go to sleep. Dragonite loses its inner focus. And you can hear those wings of Flapple flapping in the background. Flapple going with the Screech. It's going to lower the defenses here of Golurk. And now Golurk, who's done some very impressive performances so far this season. See if it can follow up. It goes with an Aqua Tail. Goes for Flapple here. It's not very effective whatsoever. But the Malie Draconids have had a very up and down season. They've been hanging around that mid-8 position. Again, they want to get into the top 4, try and make it easier for them in the championship trials. As we get a Frost Breath coming from Dragonite onto Seismitoad, taking Seismitoad down into the yellow, gets that critical hit. We've seen a number of critical hits already so far this matchup. And Seismitoad's going to respond with an Acid Spray. Hits Dragonite with that, but Dragonite's still holding on. Does lower Dragonite's special defense, but Golurk could actually finish it off here. But first, Flapple's going to go with a Brutal Swing, which means it's going to hit everyone on the field, and Flapple's going to finish Dragonite off instead. So Dragonite is eliminated by its own teammate, and it's super effective on Golurk though. So Golurk has been eliminated by a Flapple. You have to think that might have been worth it, as Dragonite was barely hanging on. But we have Altaria coming out now for the Malie Draconids. And another pseudo-legendary comes onto the field, this time for the Viridian Fissure. It is Garchomp, their pseudo-legendary, the Dragon Ground type, who we hinted at earlier before in the battle. See if Garchomp can do some impressive damage for the Viridian Fissure. It goes with a round. And that round's going to hit Flapple. So it's a good start to this matchup for Garchomp. Altaria going second in this turn. Goes with a lunge. We saw Seismitoad use this move earlier. This lunge is going to hit Garchomp. Decent hit. Gets like another critical hit. We've seen so many of them so far in this battle, as Garchomp's attack will be low, but Garchomp's rough skin will hurt Altaria in the process. Now Seismitoad's going to go with an Electro Ball. Going for Altaria. Now its Dragon typing prevents that. Remains super effective and it didn't do a great deal of damage. This Flapple's going to go with a Blast Burn. Blast Burn going for Garchomp, so it looks like the Malie Draconids are going to target the pseudo-legendary. It's not very effective, but Garchomp's already down in the yellow, and this is not good for the Viridian Fissure. They only have 2 Pokemon remaining, both in yellow health, whereas the Malie Draconids have 4 Pokemon left, all of them currently in green health, as Garchomp goes with an Arm Thrust onto Flapple, hits once, hits twice, that second one takes it down in the yellow, and it only connects twice. So Altaria now going for its turn. And it goes with an Endeavor, but it doesn't affect Garchomp. Seismitoad goes with an Icy Wind. This will be super effective. Hits both Altaria and Flapple. Huge damage, and Flapple is eliminated with that move. Altaria is taken down into the yellow and has its speed low, but Flapple is eliminated. Very impressive there by Seismitoad, doing everything it can to help out the Viridian Fissure, as the Malie Draconids are now down to only 3 Pokemon. And it's Tyrantrum coming out for the Malie Draconids, a Dragon Rock type. It was previously a fossil, but Tyrantrum has also had some impressive showings so far this season, as Garchomp's going to go with a Noble Roar. Focusing on Altaria there. Altaria is going to have its attack lowered as well as its special attack. Seismitoad looking to follow up. And it goes with the Sparkling Arrow. This is going to hit everybody on the field. This could potentially take out Garchomp. Garchomp's taken down in the red, but it's holding on. It's not very effective on Altaria, who's also taken down in the red. And a critical hit on a Tyrantrum, who's now in the yellow. That Spark from Tyrantrum is going to be ineffective on Seismitoad, as it is immune to electric type attacks. But here comes a Boomerang from Altaria. Onto Seismitoad, hits once. Multi-hit move, hits twice. Seismitoad's holding on by a thread. Seismitoad's hanging in there. Garchomp's in the red. This is unbelievable now that Altaria and Tyrantrum have taken massive damage. Garchomp could capitalize. Goes with the Eerie Impulse though, so it's not going to do any damage here to Tyrantrum. Instead, it lowers its special attack. Seismitoad's going to follow it up. It does not want to do any damage to Garchomp, but it goes with the Autotomize, so it's going to boost its speed, becoming very nimble here on the field. Now, the Malie Draconids could severely capitalize on this. Tyrantrum is going to go first. Could get an easy elimination here, but instead goes with the Fairy Lock. So no one's able to run away during the next turn, but no one needs to run away, as it is an Elite Challenge League matchup. Payday now, coming from Altaria. Goes for Seismitoad and gets the easy elimination as all those coins sprinkle onto the field. Seismitoad has been eliminated, which means Garchomp has to go up against 3 Pokemon all by itself, and it is in the red. The only thing it has going for it at the moment is it has the speed advantage. But if it takes a hit, you have to think it will be eliminated, and it sets up an electric terrain. So this will boost the power of electric type moves, which only Garchomp can capitalize on because it is immune to those electric type attacks, but it doesn't go for the offensive move. This is huge. The Malie Draconids can get an easy elimination now. Tyrantrum goes with the Sand attack, so it's going to lower the accuracy of Garchomp. And Altaria, who's still hanging on here in this battle, is now going to go with the Cross Poison. This could get the job done. And Garchomp, it's not very effective, so Garchomp's still holding on. But that Rough Skin, Altaria is eliminated, hurt by the Rough Skin of Garchomp. So we are now down to 1 versus 2. I cannot believe that eliminated Altaria, Terra taking its first damage from that rough skin as well, and its last damage as Haxorus comes out as the last Pokemon for the Malie Draconids. This is anybody's game at the moment, but you have to think Garchomp is at a huge disadvantage, but it's going to go with a Strength Sap, so it's going to restore some health. This is a good play here by Garchomp. It's going to lower the attack of Tyrantrum, and Garchomp restoring its health back to 100%. Garchomp is prepared for battle now. Haxorus needs to go with a Dragon type move, surely, but instead goes with a Peck. And that Peck, you have to think, would have actually finished Garchomp off as Haxorus takes damage from the rough skin of Garchomp. Now we're going to get a false swipe coming from Tyrantrum. Shiny Hunters love this move. And that, again, the rough skin doing damage to Tyrantrum takes it down into the red. But this is huge. Garchomp almost at full strength. Haxorus almost at full strength. Tyrantrum barely holding on as we get an Octolock now coming from Garchomp. Just when I thought the Viridian Fissure had no chance, they are clinging onto this battle. They're doing really well, actually. Haxorus now with its move. And it goes with the Shadow Force, so Haxorus is going to vanish from the field. See that connect in the next turn. Tyrantrum now. Goes with the Rock Blast. It's going to get that stab boost being a rock type. Gets the first hit, gets the second. It's got 3. It's got 4. And it's a 5-time hit. All 5, even though not very effective. Chipping away Garchomp like that. Tyrantrum's defense and special defense are lowered. Now Garchomp needs to focus in on Tyrantrum here because it will not connect with Haxorus. It goes with the lunge, but instead it goes for Haxorus. It has made a huge mistake. This Haxorus is going to connect with that Shadow Force, and this will take Garchomp down into the yellow. Again, that rough skin hurting Haxorus, but this is now an easy target for Tyrantrum. And Tyrantrum's going for a Mystic Explosion. We're going to get our first draw. Surely this is super effective on everyone as we get that 3-minute warning. And Garchomp's hanging on. Haxorus is hanging on. Tyrantrum has eliminated itself. Tyrantrum's on by a thread. Haxorus is taken down into the yellow, but it did not get the elimination on anybody, so Tyrantrum's out of this. Now Garchomp, as I said, hanging on by a thread, an easy target for Haxorus. Garchomp going with the Retaliate here. And I thought we were going to get our first ever draw here in the Elite Challenge League, but that did not happen. Haxorus needs to go for an offensive move. It will get the win if it does, but instead goes for a tearful look. So it doesn't get the victory at this stage, as Garchomp's attack and special attack are lowered, and the electricity will disappear from the field. Now again, Garchomp amazingly still hanging on by a thread here, and it's going for its move. And it's going for a crunch, so it's doing everything it has to do. It goes for an offensive type move as we get our 2-minute warning. And Haxorus is just hanging on, also in the red. If either of them take any damage, Haxorus throws out some spikes. This will be completely irrelevant for the rest of the matchup. But if anyone goes for an offensive move, they're going to get the victory, surely. Garchomp, again with that speed advantage, goes with the Pedal Dance. Haxorus avoids the Pedal Dance. Unbelievable. You have to think that would have gotten the win. Haxorus now goes with the Psycho Shift, and it fails. So these two Pokemon are avoiding each other's moves brilliantly. Garchomp, again, has an opportunity. And it's another Misty Explosion. Oh, wow. We're really going to get our first draw. And that's it. Wait, Haxorus has avoided the attack. Garchomp's eliminated itself. Haxorus has avoided the attack, and the Malie Draconids have won. Haxorus avoided the Misty Explosion. The Draconids have won. I cannot believe Haxorus avoided that. Unbelievable. We saw 2 Misty Explosions at the end of that battle, and Haxorus holds on. The Draconids get the victory. We do not get our first draw yet in the Elite Challenge League. We've had 16 rounds and not a single draw. Unbelievable. I cannot believe Haxorus avoided that move. There was that sand attack really early on too by Tyrantrum onto Garchomp. You have to wonder if that's what caused the move to be avoided. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that Garchomp held on for so long as well. But I think that is it for the Viridian Fissure season. With that loss, I do not think they can qualify for the championship trials. And they did so well. I don't even know what would have That would have meant if they got in the draw, it might have still kept their chances alive. But this loss is terrible for them. So next week, they're just going to look to play spoiler for the Cinnabar Flare. That'll again be in Viridian City. But I cannot believe the Viridian Fissure lost here today the way they did. Unbelievable. And the Malie Draconids held on thanks to Haxorus avoiding that move. I cannot believe it avoided that move. But next week, they're going to go to Goldenrod City and face the Goldenrod Giants. And Garchomp did so well. Its rough skin took out Altaria. It held on after Tyrantrum used the first Misty Explosion. We even almost went into overtime, but Garchomp did everything it could, and Haxorus avoided the Misty Explosion. Here it is. And there's Haxorus avoids the attack. Unbelievable. Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. I really liked that battle. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, share, subscribe, but always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time.